What's going on, everyone? So today's stream is going to be a little bit different than I'm used to, I guess. I have some stuff I need to add to D&D Beyond for a couple of my games. But I figured I'd hang out for a little bit, add some stuff here on stream, just listen to some Lo-Fi as I kind of do. I have up on here my D&D Beyond. I have up here what I'm going to be working off of, which is, for the most part, the Dritz travelogue of everything. Now, I can't say that what I'm doing is by any means allowed. The fact that I'm basically, showcasing all of this, but I have paid for this. I have paid for this content. This is not a sponsorship by any means whatsoever. But I am going to include a link in the chat that you can use if you wish to go out and buy it. The link that I am including is for the PDF version. There's actually multiple kinds on there. There is a hardback version. There is also a PDF version, which is the one I'm going to link. So whatever you want to get, go ahead and like I said, we're just going to be adding some stuff here. I got a couple things that I want to get on there. Like I said, stuff for my players, as well as stuff for some of my other, just preferences and wants and desires. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get jumping into this. Just one moment, if you will. I'm just wanting to make sure that the music that I'm playing is not overwhelming. Yeah, this lo-fi can only make me so erect as well. Honestly, it's one of those things where I absolutely love lo-fi hip-hop. I don't know what it is about it. It's just very calming. All right, so like I said, first and foremost, we are going to be jumping into adding in some new content to D&D. Actually, I gotta switch one of these windows over. Is it this one? Or is it this one? Not hold display. There we go. And I gotta jump over to that. There we are. The reason I'm actually adding this one today, this is going to be a subclass for a fighter. I am adding this for a player in the game that I run at the library down in Pittsburgh. So he wanted to play a gambler, and I really like the idea of the gambler, and I've found a good class or a good subclass that he enjoyed, but something that we're gonna do here, and I'm hoping that this works. I might have to save this, because I'll tell you what, having to type everything in can sometimes be a bit of a bear. So we're going to do, what's up, Aaron? We're going to do text from photo, and yep, extract text, and we're gonna load that file in, see if it works. This has worked for me, and I've done this plenty of times in the past, but apparently it is not working, so we are just going to have to type this one. Not a problem though, no worries. So yeah, like I said, the gambler that he is wanting to play is very much in the sense of somebody who wants to play Fate, essentially, where he wants those moments where he can, tempt fate and get a little bit of a bonus whenever he does. Oh. Other side. Believe in taking chances and risks to achieve their goals. A little luck on the side couldn't hurt either. Alright, so what I didn't normally do whenever I'm adding a subclass is I just copy and paste the description short and long on there. This is not going to include any kind of spell casting or anything like that. Also not necessarily going to rip out someone's art from there. But create that subclass now. Down in here, we're going to add some class features. So we'll click once. Oh shoot! Press the wrong button. There we go. So that, add a class feature. So we got phrase. This is, it's so much easier whenever I can rip some text out of there. Let's see if I have another one that works. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure that I can imagine Justin sitting here yelling at me about I could just use my phone, because iPhones have that feature. And you know what? I might. Let's see. Hey, there we go. Actually, I got it. Excellent. So it's not formatted exactly right. Yeah, you are. All right. So I have it up on a different window, but basically still going to be working off the same thing. But yeah. So poker face. So snippets are actually one of those funny things. If you're ever adding stuff to D&D Beyond, it's the thing that shows up when you whenever you highlight it. So that's always a big thing. So we want the snippet to be something light. That's the thing that's going to show up in your features list. When you click it, that's where you're actually going to get the main description. So we want this to be gain proficiency with one type of gaming set, as well as in deception and performance. There we go. Alright, so down here, required class level, you gotta be level 3. This is going to be displayed first in all of this, and it does not have options. Actually, I don't think most of our stuff here today is going to be having options, and this is granted. Some of those new stuff that they've added, like additionals or replacements, those are things like potent cantrips for other classes, or the ability to replace some stuff like with the ranger. There we go. Right, now, what are they getting with this? So they're going to get an option. Nope, sorry, not an option. Modifiers. So they're going to get proficiency, and this is going to be with deception, and they are going to also get proficiency with performance as well as proficiency. And I don't actually think it's in here like this. Choose a gaming set. Perfect. That's what we want. So, poker face is done. Make sure that we double save that. We'll go back a step. There it is. There's our first feature. Got a class feature. We got Lady Luck's coins. This is kind of like the cornerstone for this particular one. When you choose this R-type at 3rd level, you have Lady Luck coins, which are D4s. As a bonus action, you can roll the die and add the number to your attack, saving throw, or to one ability check. You must use this before the DM decides whether or not it works. All Lady Luck coins are expended. Oh, sorry. A Lady Luck coin is expended when used. So the amount you have is equal to your Dex mod. I'm actually going to change this. This is going to be proficiency. And we're going to get rid of that. And the reason I'm actually changing that to proficiency is because a lot of new stuff for D&D that's coming out is introducing it to not be tied off of a particular skill or attribute, but actually to be tied to your proficiency. This way, it always levels up with your character. That was a big issue that I personally felt like the game lacked a bit of, was just not really using your proficiency modifier enough. So the snippet to this, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to pull up the snippet codes, which, if you're unfamiliar with D&D Beyond, snippet codes are actually things that pull stuff from your character sheet and put it on, or pull stuff from your character and put it onto the character sheet, and actually gives you those numbers in your feature list. So if you ever look at certain features, you'll see that it's actually listed in there. So the snippet, we're going to list this as you have a number, or sorry, what we're just going to do, you have, and then our proficiency is going to be listed like this. You have that amount of Lady Luck coins. These are D4s. you have that many Lady Luck coins. As a bonus action, you can roll the die before knowing the outcome of the roll. Add that number to really wish beyond, but just allow a number class. I do too. I 100% do as well. There's a bunch of different classes that I've looked at, like Scion or the Tactician, that I see on Reddit and whatnot, and unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen because, yeah, like you said, you understand why they don't. But honestly, if there's one thing that I wish they would do above all else, let me add mundane items. That's all I want. That's legit. I could live with all the other classes and everything. Give me mundane items. Let me make a baseball bat that's, like the finesse of a longsword, or the versatility of a longsword, the finesse of a short sword, but the bludgeoning of a club. Let me have a baseball bat. I never understood why that wasn't a thing in here. You can only ever make magic weapons, and on top of that, I would love to just make a magic item that's not necessarily tied to something else. Maybe one day. Who knows? So yeah, so you have X amount of Lady Luck, or you have X amount Lady Luck coins as a bonus action. You can roll the die before knowing the outcome of the roll and add the number to the roll. Add the number rolled to one attack saving throw or to one ability check. So it does cut it down in there. We don't necessarily need to add every single detail. Again, this is just going to be what's on the character sheet. And you... die, copy this. Starts at a D4. It becomes a D6. There we go. So that's good. Alright, so again, we've got to be third level for this. This is going to be displayed in second order twice. Yeah, 100 D10 plus 50 bludgeoning. I wish. Yeah, it's one of those things that I've been kind of passionate about recently, is the it's an ability to like change weapon types and damage types and stuff like that. Give me a longsword but make it bludgeoning, or give me a short sword but make it slashing instead of piercing. I would love a little bit more versatility. And granted, you can always work with a DM on that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's just one of those things. All right, so we're going to add an action because this is considered a bonus action, and we want this to appear on your front sheet. So, Lady Luck coin. The activation type is a bonus action. We're going to save this. We're going to give a quick copy to this. Where's my notepad over here? Go. So we'll go back into here. I'm going to go to edit. So our snippet. And give another quick copy into here. You just want to repurpose a longsword to make that weapon. You know what? I'm not saying that I am or not, but hey, it was a good weapon. Alright, so die type is a D4. The amount that you have... I actually don't know if I can change that, but I think I can leave it as D4. So we're going to save. And I should be able to go back into here and change this level override When you get to level 7, it changes to a D6. Again, it's a bonus action. 10th level, going to go up to a D8. 15th level, go up to a D10. And lastly, at 18th level, the capstone, got a D12. Alright, so there we go. I don't think I can change that, but I think I want it to just be a D4. Because again, that should just show up on the character sheet as you're rolling it. But yeah, that should be all of that. We're going to save that. Cancel. Yeah. All right, so on to double or nothing. Starting at 7th level, you are willing to take the gamble of getting, what is that? No, that's not right. Of letting up your defenses and go on the offensive. Doing so gives you advantage on melee weapon attacks, using strength or dex during this turn, but attacks against you have advantage. Yeah, for those of you thinking there, yes, in fact, that is just the same thing that barbarians get. That is 100% just the same thing as a barbarian reckless attack. So technically I could just go into that, but hey, it is what it is. So what we're gonna do is, let me just double check all this on the right here. Doing so, starting, so it gives you advantage. You know what? I gotta see, in fact, how if the barbarian is activated as a bonus action. Let's attack. Yeah, no, it's just straight up, and I couldn't even look at that feature in there. So we're just gonna do this, and we are going to say this. You know what? Actually, we're just going to copy this. And we're just going to go right like that. And let's take a look at this. You're willing to take on the defensive. Giving you advantage. You know what? Actually, the easiest thing to do here is we'll pull up one of my characters who is a barbarian. There we go. I don't care which one we do. Let's do Stonks. Stonks McBonk. We'll take a look at how it's in here. There it is. Yep, straightforward. Super basic. So the only thing we're going to do is we're going to change these to their shorthand dex, str and dex. Cool. So this is 7th level, this is displayed 3rd, and this is granted. Again, there's nothing that I have to put in here, luckily. That's one of the upside to some of these things, is that you can just kind of click through them, adding it, because a lot of stuff is just handled at the table. Alright, reeling it in. 10th level. You gain all expended uses of Lady Luck coins when you finish a short or long rest. So we're just going to copy that straight there. Acquired level 10. This is displayed 4th and again granted. save. Again, not really much that I have to do here. I'm gonna throw a quick comment in there. Oh wait, what is this? Sorry. My friend just shared with me the trailer for Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves. What's this? Huh? Hold on. Let's pause this music. We're gonna watch this. I'll watch this live.
Here's the thing. We're a team of thieves. And when you do this, you're bound to make enemies. Sometimes those enemies come looking for revenge. Truth be told, we helped the wrong person steal the wrong thing. We didn't mean to unleash the greatest evil the world has
Oh
ever
shit,
known.
the Wizards of Thay.
But we're gonna fix it.
Well, how do we pull that off? Figure it out over a drink?
Probably best. To give us a fighting chance, we're gonna need strength. You got this, right?
I know you don't.
Was that a flame tongue battle axe?
Courage. Magic.
Wait a second. Was that a helm of telepathy?
And you.
Oh my god, it looks so cool! Oh my god, a fucking owlbear!
What is that again? It's an owlbear.
Oh shit, okay. So that was the druid's ability. Okay, was that melted into stone?
There is evil here.
I'm glad he's on our side.
Wait a second. What was that? That was Green Flame Blade.
I'm glad he's on our side.
This one's dangerous.
Oh, yes!
But whatever happens,
So happy. Oh, wait! Oh my god, there's so much right there. So we have a Mimic.
whatever happens.
We have a Gelatinous Cube and a Displacer Beast. A young Wizard of Thay and an Owlbear. That, that's a fat dragon, or that almost looks like a bullet to me.
We'll be ready.
Oh my god, that looked so cool.
Exactly that you bring to this.
I'm a planner. I make plans.
You've already made the plan, so
If the existing plan fails, I make a new plan.
you make plans that fail.
No,
He also plays the lute.
not relevant.
Okay, 100% Chris Pine is just me in real life. I make plans. That's it. Oh my god, I love this. I also love the fact that
You're bound to make enemies.
he is.
Sometimes those enemies.
I swear to God, that is the helm of telepathy. No, yeah, no, I'm wrong. That's teleportation. That's the helm of telepathy. What is that? Oh my god,
come looking
I
for
love the
revenge.
fact that you can see. All right, for one, yes, I love the black dragon shooting some acid breath. You know, Phandalin 5 never got to see that in real life, but there it is. That's kind of what it looked like.
Truth be told,
Right there. That's the symbol of the Harpers. So, this is going to be so cool. God, I can't wait for that movie. Totally unrealistic. They're not even taking turns. Yeah, where's the turn-based combat in there? That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, it's oh man, that's a great thing, and I cannot wait. Man. Oh, it looks so good. Looks so good. All right, back to what we were doing. Let's get this back up. There we go. Now that I am so excited for that, man. All right, so reeling it in, we're just gonna save that change. On to number 5, making a bet. Here's my notepad. There we go. Love on my side it says Maxine a bear. It only pulls so much information. So let's get this all sorted out. Deal an additional 3,412 points of damage. Oh, what a powerful ability. Alright, so at 10th level, before you make an attack roll, you can make a bet. If you successfully hit an opponent, you can add an additional 3d10 damage. When you roll a 20 on a d20 using this feature, you instead deal an additional 3d12. If you miss the attack roll, you take 3d10 damage as your weapon ricochets back, causing you to injure yourself. When you roll 1, you instead take 3d12. So there we go. Snippet. We'll get to that in a second. This is that, and this is going to be 5. Granted. This in here before making an attack roll. You can make a bet. If you hit, you deal an additional 3d10 damage. I'm going to list it as this. If you hit, you deal an additional 3d10 damage, 3d12 if you roll a nat 20. If you miss, you take 3d10 damage, 3d12 on a nat 1. There you go. You know, I'm actually going to relist those. Relabel that as critical success. And a critical failure. Awesome. I'm like running back. I'm running back that movie trailer in my head. It just looks so good. I absolutely cannot wait for it. Okay, so go. Now I'm going to add under action. This is going to be general. This is. You know what? Actually, no. We're not going to do that. I will simply let the player roll an additional 3d10. You know what? No, we are going to add it because it'll just make life. It'll make life a little bit easier. It should list it well. General. Making a bet. This is going to be 3 special. And we are also going to add making a bet critical. That's going to be 3d12. That's going to also be special. There you go. Awesome. So number 5 is done and out of the way with. We need to go on to Sucker Punch. Oh, shoot. Actually, I forgot to add one little thing, not in reeling it in, into making a bet, and that is that you cannot use any gambler archetype feature when you make a bet. That's a big thing. Can't use Lady Luck or anything like that. So, go. Sucker Punch. Starting at 15 level, you are quite the shark when it comes to playing your cards right. You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken its turn in combat yet. In addition, any hit you score against that creature, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical. So we are just going to copy and paste that into the snippet. That is a 15th level. And this is going to be number 6. And it's granted. Awesome, awesome. Now we're on to the capstone, lucky number 3. So, starting at 18th level, you found 3 special cards that boost your abilities in battle. Now, actually, I believe that I have altered this the last time that I discussed this with some people, so I need to refer to my notes. Because I believe this one I did change. Pull that up here. That's right. That's right. So this is going from Lucky 3. So this is kind of where I'm diverging from the actual thing on there. And we are calling this the 3-sided coin. So starting at 18th level, you have found a magical 3-sided coin that can boost your abilities in battle. Using an action, you can choose to flip the coin to go beyond your limits. Now, how did it work? Yeah. For... Let's change this up a bit. So, starting at 18th level, we found a magical 3-sided coin that can boost your abilities in battle. Using an action, you can flip the coin to go beyond your limits. Roll a d6, and for the next, or no, and until you take a long rest, you gain 1 of the following benefits. So this one's going to be listed as 1 and 2. This is 3 and 4. This is 5 and nope. 5 and 6. swear there's a way to actually put a thing in there, but I can't remember. Well, and the last thing. Oh wait, actually, do it that way, and we will bold those, make it a little bit more pronounced. And down here, the last thing is with this, you can expend a use of the Lady Luck coin to re-roll this once per day. You know what? Actually, just allow it. There you go. Yeah, this, I mean, it is a capstone ability after all, so it is going to be pretty powerful in general. But yeah, you know, adding your proficiency bonus to AC at this point at 18th level, that's a 6. When you roll damage from a melee attack, you can expend a Lady Luck coin to reroll a number of damage dice up to your proficiency modifier. And you must use the new rules. Actually, you gain proficiency in all saving throws. So, what's that? So the snippet is using the action, you can flip the coin to go beyond your limits. Roll a d6, and until you take a long rest, you gain a benefit. So I don't necessarily want to list everything in the snippet there, but it will just have to be something that the player who is running this just goes in and pulls from that. So this is number 7. Granted and complete. Create class feature. Yes, no, maybe so. Do I have to copy and paste everything to make sure that I'm not losing all this? And reload the... Yep. Yeah, I gotta Yep, there it is. It's stuck in a load. Oh, what a pain. Alright. So we're gonna go back up to creations. Or is this just a D&D Beyond thing? There it goes. Oh, yeah. See, that happens. It added it a bunch of times. So we gotta go in and delete all those. I can only imagine that since that trailer dropped, everybody's, rushing to their computer and to D&D Beyond to see it. All right, good. Everything's saved. Awesome. So there we go. And now that that is fully saved, we'll just give it a quick double save there. And what I always like to do is I like to go in and make a new character using those particular that particular subclass. So this is going to be the Gambler test. Gotta make sure I allow homebrew and non-core. I usually just this. We'll just go Aarakocra because whatever. Class fighter. Level up to 4. Gambler. Now we're going to jump him up to level 18. And there should be, yep, Poker Face, Gambling Set. We're going to pick Dice. And now we just need to go into Abilities. We're just going to go Standard. And we're just going to assign these as we go, because these actually don't matter. And pick a random background. Again, does not matter. There we go. So, in here we have features and traits. Gambler. Got everything good. Got our dice set. We have 6 Lady Luck coins, again, equal to our proficiency bonus. That's what matters. And it should be listed in here. It looks like it's not, but hey, I'm not going to complain. The fact that you just get to roll that again, that's fine. Double or nothing. Good, that's in there. Making a bet. Oh, huh. Actually, never realized that that's how that would list. Really thought that would add down here as a thing that you could click. Oh well. And lastly, 3-sided coin. Cool. It's all in there. Like I said, I'm less worried that, you know, every button and stuff is going to pop up. It's not really the end of the world if they don't. My main goal is just trying to get this stuff on there so that my player can actually select that. All right, cool. So that covers that. So now we can move on to what is the other one? There we go. Drit's travelogue of everything. Now with this one, I don't have any particular subclasses. I do have some subclasses that I eventually want to add. Some stuff for the Artificer, the Barbarian, the Ranger, Rogue, and Sorcerer, and even the Wizard. But I'm probably going to hold off on that till another day, because those ones aren't nearly as pertinent. The Artificer has a really cool one in here. The Mechanic. They get some proficiency with land vehicles, as well as stuff like Long Strider and Misty Step, things that allow them to move. But they also get a bike, which I think is really cool. Also the Plague Doctor. I really like the Path of the Berserker redo. I think it's far more powerful, and it's not as boring as it used to be back in the day. So I may do that one here tonight. Beyond that, the Ranger Journey Conclave really caught my attention. A Ranger who is more about travel, keeping people safe across trails and stuff like that. Also pact hunting. I think it's really cool. Agitator Rogue I thought was a really cool idea. Somebody who's more of like a, snipey little brawler, less tactician, more scrapper. Blade Spinner also seemed pretty cool. So stuff about, learning particular moves when it comes to fighting. We got the Fey Essence Sorcerer, which very much just based around calling forth things from the Feywild. The Undead Soul Sorcerer, which really caught my attention, being able to transmute yourself. And the only other one that really caught my eye that I might add one day is the Sleep Wizard. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Somnimancy. I just like wizards that really get more use out of sleep. Sleep is one of those spells I think is very powerful in the early game and very weak in the later game. But is overall just a great spell in general. But what we're going to be doing tonight with the rest of my time is adding some items. There's a few items in here that I want to add that I think a lot of my players could get use out of, and we're going to go ahead and add those so that they are available. And the nice thing is I can pull this information from the PDF, but actually have it saved on a document off to my side, because I already did the formatting. But we're going to do the backpack of flying. This is a wondrous item of uncommon rarity. Just gonna put that over there. There we go. And the nice thing about these is that items don't have really snippet codes. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So this backpack is fitted with heavy gnomish equipment at its base and has storage space akin to that of a standard rucksack above. It has 5 charges and regains 1d4 plus 1 expended charges at dawn. As a bonus action, you can expend 1 charge to activate the backpack, sending you flying 50 feet in a straight line in any direction. If this is used to go up, the backpack shimmers faintly, causing you to fall harmlessly to the ground, as if under the effects of the Featherfall spell. If you expend 2 charges, each creature within 5 feet of you when the backpack is activated takes 1d4 plus 2 fire damage. If it reaches 0 charges, roll 1d10 on a 1 that it malfunctions and cannot be used until you succeed a DC 15 check with Tinker's Tools. Any attempt to repair the backpack that fails by 5 or more destroys it. I love this. My players in my game at the library are going to be going into... Actually, they're in a gnomish stronghold right now, and they're going to be going and talking to the gnomes in order to get some magic items, and I'm going to have this as one of the items in there. I think it's really fun. It's not overly powerful, but it is very useful, and it also has that benefit of of it being able to fail. So it does have charges. Like I said, that is charges, 5 charges, and it rechanges at dawn. Charge reset description. So this is going to be 1d4 expended charges at dawn. Save this. And that is that. Now, I swear there used to be the ability to add an action. I don't think you can anymore. Or at least they never could. So, we're just going to leave it at that. Backpack of flying. There we go. See, and that's what I mean. Like, doing this is far faster than anything else. Subclasses just take a while. Alright, next one up. Birdie's Favor. 6 gleaming white alligator teeth dangle from this necklace. You can detach a tooth from the necklace and throw it up to 20 feet. When a tooth is thrown upon the ground, the terrain in a 5-foot area radius immediately becomes swamp-like difficult terrain. If the tooth is thrown into terrain that is already swamp-like, it transmutes... what's up, Tangent Turner? It transmutes into an alligator and attacks any creatures hostile to you. An alligator created by this necklace disappears after 1 minute. Now, if anyone from my Phandalin 5 game is in here, you might be seeing this soon. And in fact, you might recognize the name there from what this is. So Hassan is the name of the lizard folk chieftain from the campaign. So something of that nature may show up within the campaign at some point. So this is a little precursor to that. So this is going to be Hassan's favor. Oh, that is a wondrous item, and it is common. don't really have anything else beyond that. We do have 6 charges, though, which cannot be recharged. Because I don't believe there's anything... Pull from that? Nope. All right, so on to the next one. Bracers of Elven Kind. That should be there. These are uncommon, wondrous. And while you wear them, you ignore difficult terrain created by dense foliage. In addition, you have advantage on animal handling checks and persuasion checks made when dealing with woodland creatures. So it's a great one. This definitely plays into if you want to play a ranger of some kind, or if you want to play a druid and have a bunch of animals. So we are going to go to advantage, and this is going to be on animal handling. And we also have advantage on persuasion. And we actually want to put in details with woodland creatures. This way it's expressly known that this specifically attributes to woodland creatures, because that will show up on there whenever you make the item. So none of these so far have required any attunement, which is great because that's just a pain in the butt. Conditions, so I think we can actually do ignore. No, we can't. Yeah. So difficult terrain is just one of those things that's kind of got to be handled by the player at the time. All right. On to the next one. Claws of the Bear Strangler. First one that requires attunement of any kind. And we are looking at a rare, wondrous item. And it does require attunement. And we're just going to leave that blank. We're actually just going to put a space in there. Because if we leave that blank, it will say requires attunement. And this is where you're supposed to put what that is. But if it just requires attunement, you can just leave it blank. While wearing these large fur mitts, you have advantage on strength checks made to attempt or maintain a grapple against a creature that is large or smaller. These mitts are equipped with claws that you can use to make unarmed strikes. If you hit with them, you deal slashing damage equal to 1d6 plus your strength modifier instead of the bludgeoning damage normal for unarmed strikes. And additionally, you can grapple or shove creatures up to 2 sizes larger than you. So we're going to go to modifiers, and we are going to give some damage. This is bludgeoning. No, this is slashing. And this is going to be with a strength modifier, and that is 1d6. There we go. All right, save. Actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think unarmed attacks, I think that does automatically make it bludgeoning. So we're just going to leave it like that. Create our next one. So we are going on to the Coin of Enhanced Luck. And this requires attunement by a halfling or a creature with the lucky feet. This is also a wondrous item, and it's very rare. This coin is forged by halflings, and it has an image of Yandala engraved on it. While attuned to this coin, you gain the following benefits. If you spend a luck point or use your lucky trait to affect one of your attack rolls, the d20 is chosen with a +2 bonus. If you spend a luck point to affect an attack against you, that suffers a -2 penalty, and you regain 1 luck point up to your maximum at the end of a short rest. Once you have used this benefit, it cannot be used until you finish a long rest. I really like this, and I believe if if it is to be given to the appropriate player in my library game, it will probably end up going to the guy who's the gambler. I mean, it's kind of, I really loved the play with that. All right, now we're on to the Fairy Bomb. Now, this is basically the same thing as the spell Fairy Fire, but in a self-contained item. So the fist-sized gray ball feels powdery and is pliable to the touch. It can be thrown or set to be triggered when a creature comes within 5 feet of it. When it hits a target or is triggered, the bomb explodes, covering each object within 10 feet in blue, green, and violet dust. Creatures in this area are also covered in the dust if they fail a DC 15 dex save. A creature or object covered in the dust sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius and cannot benefit from being invisible. Attack rolls have advantage against them. The dust lasts for 24 hours and cannot be washed off by mundane means, but magical effects, including prestidigitation, can be used as normal to remove the dust. I'm actually going to put prestidigitation in italicized, and we are going to capitalize that. That is the name of a formal spell. So create. There we go. Essentially, like I said, that is basically the same thing as Fairy Fire. I think it's a great option. Again, I think that's one or two of those are going to be in with the gnomes that my players go to at the library. All right, we got Ghost Robe. This cloak is almost insubstantial to the touch. When you wear it, you become equally insubstantial, able to move through medium or smaller creatures, and walls thinner than 5 feet, as if they were difficult terrain. If you end your turn inside of a creature object, you take 2d8 force damage, and you cannot move through magical barriers or lead of any thickness. So this is very rare, and it requires attunement. I don't have anyone particular in mind who this would go to. I believe in my P5 game, I have a couple people that can already move through spaces. Yeah, for right now, I just really like the idea of that particular robe. All right, we got plenty of stuff here, but the one I'm moving down to is there it is, the Powder of the Black Veil. So this one, I really love the use of this. I could see creative players using this very well. So what we got here, we got Powder of the Black Veil. This is an uncommon wondrous item. And what it is, found in a small container, this sooty black powder resembles very fine sand. There is enough for one use. When you use an action to throw a handful of this powder into the air, it creates a 10-foot radius sphere of dark, dense dust centered on you. So this one kind of goes hand in hand with the Fairy Bomb. The area is heavily obscured and lingers for 1 minute. When a creature enters this area for the first time on its turn, it must make a DC 15 wisdom save or become blinded for a minute. You can avoid this simply by closing your eyes. I love this idea of just being able to chuck this orb and create this create this sphere around you where all the creatures around you, they're not going to know what's going to happen, and their eyes are going to be blasted with darkness and possibly be blinded or have to at least move out of the area and not be able to see through it. Great for an escape down like a narrow corridor. I could see somebody doing good with. All right, what we got next? Scratch. What was the next one? Where it is? Stacked deck. There it is. So this is a common wondrous item, and it's basically this is just a deck of cards that is enchanted to benefit the players. It is considered cheating to use it, but you can give yourself advantage on gambling related checks as long as that check is not to pretend that you're not gambling, which I kind of love. Like, you can't use the deck to prove you're not gambling because it's literally literally cheating. Or not cheating, sorry, not gambling, cheating. All right, that is good. On to the next one, which is the Steel Silk Mantle. It's a rare item. Wondrous. Dull gray hooded cloak feels unusually heavy on rare occasions. It seems to shine with a bit of reflected light. When targeted with an attack, you can use your reaction to whip this cloak around your body, causing it to harden into a solid metallic barrier. Till the end of your next turn, you have half cover and resistance to mundane damage. Once you use this ability, it cannot be used again until dawn. So we're going to go under here, change this to 1, change this to dawn. And we are also going to, we're not going to do that because we can't do any action. So that is going to be what it is. This is one of those reasons why I wish we could like add actions to items and have mundane items. Because honestly, I just want a button that puts this on the reactions table for my player automatically. It's kind of a bummer that it can't do that. All right, so on to the next one. The Storm Lord's Charm. Uncommon, wondrous. Small pin shaped like a lightning bolt. While wearing this item, whenever you deal lightning damage to a target, you deal an additional 1d8 lightning damage to a different creature of your choice within 5 feet. Honestly, I just kind of love this one. We're going to do bonus. I don't believe I can do... No, so we're going to do damage, lightning. This is going to be 1d8. And to a... Yep. Cool. All right. What's next? We got Toothpick of the Wanderer. It's rare and requires attunement. But this toothpick is gilded with silver. When carried between your teeth, it grants you advantage on intimidation checks and initiative rolls. In addition, you can use your bonus action to grant yourself advantage on a ranged weapon attack. But once you've used this, you cannot do again until dawn. When you would be reduced to 0 hit points, you can use your reaction to spit out the toothpick. If you do so, roll on hit die. Roll 1 hit die. And add your proficiency modifier. Your hit points are set to the result of this roll instead of 0. If you use the toothpick in this way, it immediately vanishes, only to be discovered by another wanderer somewhere else very far. There you go. So, we gotta space this out right. There we are. And this is going to have 1 charge, and this is going to be dawn. This is going to be specifically for advantage on range attack roll. So, and the modifier for this is going to be advantage on intimidation. Nope, don't know why that added twice. But is also going to be advantage initiative. Right. Yeah, so the 0 hit points, that's just one that's going to have to be remembered. There we go. We're going to go on to the Torch of Shadows. So with this one, kind of goofy one, but I love it. This is a uncommon item that requires attunement. And what it is whenever he burns, it actually emits darkness in a 20-foot radius and reduces bright light to dim light for an additional 20 feet. I love this. I mean, it's literally the opposite of a torch. I kind of love the idea of finding this inside of like a master rogue stash of some kind and nabbing this for yourself, you know, having this moving globe of darkness. So I think it's really cool. And yeah, so that's going to be it, because that was all the items that I wanted to add. There are still some other items in here, but I do want to remind everyone, as much as I am basically waving around this PDF for whoever's eyes land upon it, please consider if you do find any of this interesting whatsoever. If you find any of this interesting whatsoever, feel free to check this out on the DM's Guild. This is Drit's Travelogue of Everything Volume 1. The PDF is on there. I think it's about $20. There's also a hardback version of it. I was just going, hey, Stacy. Yeah, so I was just streaming, adding some stuff to D&D Beyond. Some different things that I wanted to get on here for a couple of my different games. So we'll take a quick look at what I've added, because we did add quite a bit today. So what we did was where we at? There it is. The Gambler. We got the Gambler background. This is specifically for one of my players in my library game. It's very much based on playing Fate, willing to take chances to get a little bit of a stronger hit. We have the items that I added, the backpack of flying, the ability to launch yourself 50 feet in any direction with some charges on it. If you reduce those charges down to 0, you have to fix it, or it could explode on you. A necklace with alligator teeth that, if thrown, creates swamp-like difficult terrain, or if thrown into swamp-like terrain, turns into an alligator and attacks any creatures hostile to you, disappearing after 1 minute. Bracers of Elven Kind. Bracers inscribed with elvish runes, allowing you to ignore difficult terrain caused by dense foliage and gaining advantage on animal handling checks and persuasion checks made to deal with woodland creatures. I'm sure Jared would love that. Claws of the Bear Strangler. Yeah, see, it's just by requires attunement by wait, is that seriously how it's? Yeah, I guess that is. Jeez. Yeah, I'll go ahead and touch up the editing in there. But yeah, so Claws of the Bear Strangler. So with those, that is going to be advantage on grappling checks made against creatures larger than you, and the ability to make slashing attacks. Coin of Enhanced Luck, getting some additional benefits if you already have the lucky feat, or if you're a halfling, getting to add a +2 or force a -2 penalty if you are using a luck point. Fairy Bomb, a physical means by which to create the fairy fire effect. Ghost Robe, a robe that makes you insubstantial, allowing you to move through objects. Powder of the Black Veil, quite the opposite of the Fairy Bomb. You create a spherical area of darkness. The Stacked Deck, a magical set of dice that allows you to cheat on games. Steel silk mantle, a cloak that allows you to whip it around and it becomes a solid metallic barrier, giving you half cover and resistance to mundane damage. Stormlord's charm, allowing you to deal additional damage to creatures within 5 feet whenever you deal lightning damage. Toothpick of the Wanderer, the ability to get advantage on intimidation and initiative rolls, as well as using your bonus action to get advantage on a ranged weapon attack once per dawn, or once per day, and to whenever you are reduced to 0 hit points, you can use your reaction to spit it out, rolling a hit die and adding your proficiency modifier and going to that instead. And lastly, the Torch of Shadows. Literally a torch that is the opposite. Creates a sphere of darkness. So with that, I think I'm going to call it here for a little while. I got through all the items that I wanted to get through today. Everything that I had on my list is covered for now. But as I said, I do have I do want to add some of these subclasses. Like I said, that might be another stream on another day. None of these are too pertinent, but I wanted to make sure I got these items in today, as well as that one subclass. But for the future, like I said, I might add the mechanic and the Plague Doctor. I really want to redo or see this Path of the Berserker redo added, as well as the Journey Conclave Ranger. I kind of love that idea. I want to play that myself. So with that, I'm going to call the stream there. Thanks for joining me. Those of you that were new to the channel today, those of you that were hanging out and watching me freak out over the trailer for the Dungeons and Dragons movie. I'm going to go watch that again. And give Iluna something cool. Well, Iluna would have to, go out and find something cool. Yeah, I'm not just going to give stuff to particular players. But, well, kind of I am. I do often add items specifically for players. Funny enough, that's exactly what the Coin of Enhanced Luck is for. Yeah, maybe, hey, if you find something, send it my way. I do add this stuff regularly. But I can't guarantee when or if it'll show up. That's always the caveat. You can send me everything you want. Doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna show up, because sometimes items are broken. So, but thanks for joining me, everyone. I'm gonna go watch the, he did get a cool bow. He got a strength-based bow. But that's an item that exists within the game, so that wasn't home proof. That just existed. But I'm gonna go watch the trailer for the D&D movie again and again and again, trying to pick out every single detail. So, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out and keeping me some company. Good night.